So hello and welcome to Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. We're live once again in the Full Speed Event Studios. We are getting ready to rock and roll with our Women's Only Wednesdays on Nonna's March. It is the start of a new month. A massive thank you to Shelley Charles and all the gang at Continental. We gave away 5 pairs of brand spanking new model, yet to be released tyres. They're going to be heading out to our winners. Don't forget, of course, with Nonna's got some amazing prizes coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll be brutally honest, I wish I could be in the entries because I absolutely love going to Nonna's. And great to see Stefano Borelli and all of the gang down there. Now, we're going to rattle through the route and the plans. But before we do so, quick reminder, make sure you support the guys up there. They're the people who support the DCG gang. Make sure that the riders who donate get their rewards on the way through. So let's dive in straight away with our map and where we're going. This is where we're going. It's a really short, compact and bijou circuit. It has a lead of 0.1 kilometres. It is 18 laps at 2k, which means that we will finish at 36 kilometres, or 1 lap to go. We will finish at 1 lap to go. Shall I say that again, just in case? Yeah, go on then. We will finish at 1 lap to go. The 1 lap left will be the warm down. Now it's 2 kilometres long. So 19 laps in total, 18 laps to the end of the event, 1 lap to warm down, and all be good riders, and make sure that you get your legs spun out and all that to cast it out. And more importantly, I can make sure that I can actually try and cover you and give you the credit you deserve for completing the chain gang. Total elevation 306 metres. Let's show you where that is going to be coming. It's going to be coming on the climb every single lap. Absolutely critical that you keep this one absolutely dialed on the way up and over the top. In charge tonight, it is the one and only Terminator T.2.0. It is Tracy Seeley. Tracy, of course, one of our regulars on the Donny Chaingang in the open events on a Tuesday, Thursday, the WoW DCG Wednesday, and, of course, in real life, absolute hero, as well as being an absolute machine. Our red beacon used to be Claire Jessup. Claire, of course, a consummate rider, and we couldn't resist, of course, the picture with coffee. And, of course, a pair of Oakleys on as well. Absolutely on there. So, well stocked up bus with Claire Jessup. And good to see Claire jumping down and on to the right. So, our riders are lined up and ready to go. Remember, it is Tracy at the front. She says when you go, go, go. Till then, it's basically all pile on. Tracy's trying, get a backy on the bike. Dive on board, stay with our yellow beacon. It's the same rules, the same basic plan that we use for all the Donny chain gangs. And we had an absolute flyer yesterday with one of the best sprint finishes. I know I keep saying this, but Tuesdays are producing some incredible sprint finishes on the chain gang. Let's see how they get on now. Let's see how our riders get on tonight. Will they be on there? They've even started talking about cake already. It's always a bad sign. It guarantees we're going to have a fast one tonight. So the riders are lined up and ready. We are going to dive in with them down on that start line. So let's get in and join the riders here on the Donny chain gang as we set off. So our riders heading out from the start line. Looks like we've got Kay from the Onion Squad joining us. Claire Crabtree does in here as well. The real mix of great riders in here tonight. So great to see. To see we've got Sarah Postlethwaite back in once again. Holly's back from the Coalition Squad. Fantastic. Brilliant. Good to see you back in with us. I know Harriet Robb back in as well. Plenty of Fear riders in tactic race teams in here. Claire Jessup's our red beacon tonight. Claire tucked over there. Oh, nicely done, Claire. Claire in a red jersey there with the red Tron bike. It's that red gloves as well. Red mitts. Absolutely proper colour coordination from our red beacon. So our bus going to be well stocked. Let's just check everybody's out of those pens okay. And I think our last rider, Dozzy, just on the back here. Push on, getting those wheels quick, sharp. Don't let those wheels go Currently just seeing Doz, probably just need a little bit of a toe just to get a little bit of a tuck back in here. That's a little bit of a gap in there, so remember, it's all about getting that group together, getting that bunch, get some shelter, get some drafting done. If you can stay 10 metres off the back, you can definitely stay in with the bunch. And we are seeing some real jumpy revs per minute, and that may well be a take dropout. So looks like our riders are out. Just seeing Holly from the coalition, just keeping an eye on Dozzy here, just at the back. Now, a quick reminder for our riders, if you are having tech issues, don't forget, we have a 30-minute late join. We're on to the first run up the climb. This is the ascent. This is basically a sprint ascent on the way through. It is very short. It is very, very sweet. And if you can put some pressure on, it will get you right up to the top. Good to see our yellow and our red beacons chasing away, keeping the control. Yellow, of course, Tracy Seeley. Our red beacon is going to be Claire Jessup, waiting for Claire to go through. There she goes. So they're just keeping an eye on the back, and just want to just keep a little bit of a check on the very last riders in the group here. I think it's Claire Jessup who's our last rider on the group. We can't see anyone behind. There's no reason we shouldn't do, because it's only when you get to that 100 rider limit when you start to lose riders. Now, coming up over the top, looks like a dropout at the moment. So a dropout for Katarina. So Katarina, if you get a dropout, jump back in again. Remember that you are able to do a late join. That is generally the quickest way to get back in. So not sure whether she's on Messenger or watching live, but Katarina from Sweden, if in doubt, jump out, jump back in again. It is the fastest way. So remember, if you get drop, then you go the fastest way is to get out and come back in again. Thank you very much to Claire Jessup for putting the message up on there. Hopefully got the message board turned on. I think Claire Jessup now going to have a bit of a chase back on again now, after seeing that rider drop in and out. So hopefully they're going to do a rejoin. So Claire in pursuit, the red beacon, now on a bit of a mission, as you see as we come down this straight. This is our finish line here today. So this is our finish line as we come in and through. You can see on the right hand side we now have 18 laps to go, but a reminder to everybody, particularly of course our yellow beacon who gets to tell everybody else, we finish at 1 lap to go, not at 0 but at 1 lap to go. The last lap is a warm down. Have I said that enough times so far? Probably not. There's always going to be somebody who sprints for the wrong line. So we finish at 1 lap to go. It looks like Claire Jessup just making her way back in. Looks like Holly again doing a great job dropping back, giving some assistance here. Good to have Holly Bergen back from the Coalition race squad. Dozzy tucked in on the back. Alison Kinlock, another one of those riders who's regularly one of our beacons in here from Shipton CC. And I think Alison has changed some of her kit here, so may well have moved up through some of the levels. Alison, an exclusively a DCG rider. So, not quite all on at the moment. I think we've just got one rider just yo-yoing, and that's Dozzy as we go into the climb. So Dozzy just squeezing coming up here. Come on. This is where you need to get that little bit of power down. So Michelle Dodds on the back of this group, out of the saddle here, just giving it a little bit of a kick. So our runners are now continuing onwards, and you can just see Claire Jessup just hovering around the back there. Our Beacon just checking on Doddsy, Michelle Dodds, with that little bit of yo-yoing revs at the moment. Looks like there could be something a little bit deep in there, so dig deep on the speed bump each lap. Let's see how long we can keep everyone together is the message from the Beacon. Let's take a little bit of a drop in. Claire Crabtree back in with us. Good to have Claire on board. Joanne Lee, Pip Morning here. This is going to be Tracy Fletcher. Oh, nice. Tracy in a very nice Black Celebration kit there in the black with the red, gold and green stripes on the way through. As we go down, that is 16 laps to go to the finishing sprint. So 16 laps to go to the end of the finishing sprint. Fortunately, we have the lap counter, otherwise I can't count backwards fast enough. It just doesn't work. Okay, let's jump in with our yellow beacon. The Terminator, leveled up to level 60 on this ride. Very nicely done. And you can just see riding on a disc wheel, deep front, because even though you've got that climb, it still is well worth it, because basically you ascend for what is only a few seconds. The rest of the lap is either descent or flat. Really, really is key. Good, so we've got Josie Park back in with us. Just going to take a little bit of a check. Looks like the whole gang just trying to check out Michelle Dodds. Dodds with some really fluctuating power here. So Michelle getting some ups, some down powers. The revs, if you watch them, they are absolutely yo-yoing from 50 revs per minute to 180 revs per minute. Very, very weird. So a shout just going out from our yellow beacon. If you're feeling strong, help the red. Here we go. Lots of support coming. I love that message from Holly. You got this, Michelle. Love it. So let's see how they go. The gang self-policing, which is what we want to see. They'll be warming themselves back up. Let's take a quick look. John Lee in here. Joe reckon she was going to be in the bus today. I don't believe it for a second. Riding on a very nice Pinarello there. Got the aero wheels in. Interesting case actually just being decided regarding the copyright of having wavy rims between Princeton and the Shrams stroke Zip Corporation, going in favour of Princeton. The designs regarded as being different enough to not be in contravention of any copyrights. Very interesting if you read all the case notes. If you're a real techno geek, enjoy. I found it very interesting, must admit. But I like that kind of thing. It does make for some very entertaining reading notes. So the gang just spreading a little bit. Nice group of riders at the back helping Dozzy here. I think if we get Dozzy in the draft, she's going to get that better run down. Riders going to have to be real careful. What they're going to need to do is make sure that they have a little bit of a view backwards here. Josie Parker dropping back and helping out here. Great to see Josie once again, another of our regular riders on the Chaingang getting that way in with the gang. Foxy's in here from Rave. So Foxy back in now. This kit is great. I liked it when I first saw it, but it is growing on me. I think it is absolutely spectacular and looks very, very good. I'm sure it'll look brilliant in on the roads as well. So we are going to go down, in and underneath the banner once again. 16 laps, including warm down, 15 laps to the final sprint. 15 laps to your final sprint, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Donny Chaingang. 10 minutes of riding in, nearly 11. Time flies when you're having fun. So lots of things to tell you about the Chaingang and what's been going on. So we've had our fantastic Continental February, some great prizes going out to our riders. Phenomenal value of brand spanking new model tyres that have yet to be released to the public. They are on test bikes, and the first stock's going to be going out to our riders on the Chaingang. Congratulations, including WOW DCG regular Miss Cookie, taking the riders in there. So great to see those going out. Remember that this month, being March, being the Spring Classics, we've got Strada Bianchi on the weekend. So where else would we go in March other than the one and only Nonna's Italian restaurant in Sheffield, home of so many great nights for so many cyclists, and so many great and not so great cyclists as well. Some great events, and a destination for the in real life ride as well. And we're going to be headed into Nonna's. Nonna's, in fact, with some live music tonight, and live music coming all the way through the week's really busy set of acts going to be on at Nonna's all the way through the month, so well worth going down. We're going to have some great discounts and some great prizes for the riders who are members of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Sports Club. So this is to reward the people who donate on a monthly or for the rest of the season basis, because they are the people who keep the show on the road. It allows us to get all the broadcasts, get all of the tech, all of the streaming. It ensures that there's time to go in there. It keeps Russ riding and liaising with Zwift for the Donny Chaingang. Make sure that we can get all of the help and support out to our riders. I know that Emma here, very, very busy, not just with the route planning, but liaising with the riders, with our beacons, making sure everybody's got it all tied up. A massive thank you to our riders, to Tracy Seeley and, of course, to Claire Jessup on this ride, but to all of our yellow and red beacons. Been absolutely amazing. We are now on the anti-penultimate WOW DCG. Basically, we finish at the end of March. When we hit the line this time, we will be on 14 laps to the sprint and 1 lap of warm down. So whatever number it says on the board on your right, -1 to the sprint for the finish. So it says 15, that means 14 and 1. There you go. Big number board, right hand side of your screens, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that I'm good at counting, because believe me, I'm not. I'm rubbish. So let's take a little bit of a look round. Looks like we've got Julie Bratton tucked in here as well. Got Gunning in from Forgeland and CC jumping on board. Lindsay Clark in here. Let's take a look through Harry Robb. I think that's Ruth Taylor tucked it in here. Got Julie Clark on board as well. So good to have our riders in here. Our K is going to be Carla. So head honcho of the Aeonian squad, tucked in nicely. Good to see Carla on board. The Aeonian squad been very, very dominant this season. Of course, their rider, those Adagas, taking the world title once again. So brilliant to see that Lowe's retaining her world esports title. The squad doing an absolutely amazing job. I know that we've got a lot of riders who are due to be racing in the finals. Been talking, I think, I'm not sure whether I'm actually allowed to mention Emma's got a role in that as well. I'll have to find out, see whether I get a thumbs up or a nod or a shake of the head from outside of the studio. I might even poke my head around the outside and see. So we'll have to see what's that. I'm getting a thumbs down. It's top secret. There you go. Not allowed to tell you what Emma's going to be up to on the way through. She's in secret. There you go. So top secret, even I'm not allowed to know. I was hoping I could prize it out of her by telling her I was going to tell everybody on the Chaingang, but that didn't work either. There you go. I shall sit back down. Right, I hope, Tracy, that is to do with the downhill and not any kind of urgent need at the moment. Tracy Seeley putting a very ambiguous message on the screen there. Now, Claire Jessup and the bus looks like it's forming at the back here. Group detached from the front, so Claire going to be driving that bus. Top tip from being a bus driver is look in your rear view mirrors. A key skill is to be able to press the number 6 key. We'll do it like that. There you go. And it means you look backwards. So if you're the bus driver, it actually often pays to take a look back. Meanwhile, coming down towards line, 14 laps including warm down, 13 laps to go. When we hit the line next time, that will be 12 laps to go and 1 lap to the finish. Everybody got the hang of it? It's simple, really. So remember, it is the number on the screen on that right hand side, -1. Because the -1 is your warm down lap. It's on the right hand side of your screen as you go through. So whatever number it says on the right, -1 off that. It's going to help you with your maths as well as your riding. Spent too much time talking with Vin Dyho to give you the numbers of laps on there. You'll all work it out by the end. So the group all holding together. It looks like the front just taking its way along the back. Looks like Holly just dropping back to give them a bit of a hand. Try and get them back on. It will compress as we go into the climb. So if they make contact coming into the climb, what they will find is that if they stay on those wheels, they'll be on there. But this is the nature of this course. What it does is it prizes people free. They get back on, and it prizes them free a little bit earlier, and they get back on once again. It's a tough course to be a red beacon on. A real baptism of fire for Claire, just because I think it is Claire's first time on the way through. So now comes the squeeze, and this is where the group has to really push its way to get up on to the wheels. What they can't afford is for the leaders to be into the descent before they make contact, because if that happens, then you will see the gap go, and this won't just be a chase group, it will be the bus. Now, Holly from the coalition squad could be in danger of being caught the wrong side of the gap. Claire, of course, in red. Well, that kind of goes with the territory of being red beacon. At the moment, Michelle does. Looks like we've also got Sue Akonatani with the bus at the moment. So Sue Akonatani, Michelle does, Claire Jessup. And that, I suspect, will be the start of the bus, because they've gone up that climb. They didn't make contact with the back of that group. So a red beacon are likely to be watching it, those riders on the way through. Holly has to make a decision. It looks like that decision has been made to chase. Let's drop in that camera down behind Holly here, just coming on in. I think Holly's clearly had an update, got no socks on today. -1 style marks from Holly. Usually you're one of our most stylish riders in the bunch. But if you do an update, it often will take your socks away. Very mean thing of Zwift to do. So the bus has formed. The gang of Ruth Taylor just doing a little bit of cyclocross practice. Less washing, says Holly. It doesn't, yeah, virtual don't work in the excuse. Now, the screen says 13 to go. Remember, this is 12 laps to the finish. 12 laps to the finish. It is leaderboard -1, remember. So Holly pushing upwards into our yellow beacon group, and just keeping an eye on those riders behind. It looks like the bus has indeed formed, currently at 26 seconds. So Michelle Dodds in there with Claire Jessup, Sue Akodatani in there as well. They're your 3 riders on the bus at the moment. The Beacon, though, on to the climb once again. See, this climb, it comes around time and time again. You don't think very much of it, but it's 306 metres. 306 metres of climbing on this route in total when we do this for the 19 laps. That's actually to the 18 lap marker. So remember, lap board on your right, -1. It's going to tick off when we come back down once again. We come around that tight turn. This is the long flat run across the top. It's actually fractionally downhill. It doesn't feel it because it says everything starts to speed up. So when you go basically around that tight right-hand turn, because it's -1, the group speeds up. And then if you are not in a good spot, you are left chasing like an absolute loon on the way down and through. So now's the moment where you've got to keep this nice and dialed. So just going to keep an eye on our riders coming through. Michelle from TVT, I think, losing a little bit of power on the way through. We're going to dive in and just tucked it in at the moment. There was a little bit of a drop out quickly tucked in there. I suspect that the screen's not showing the right numbers. She just rolled down. Quick reminder, you have currently 8 minutes. So Michelle, if you're watching live, don't forget you can drop back in with a rejoin. So our riders on the way down. Remember, it is 11 laps to our finish today. 11 laps to our finish now as they came through the line that time. So Pit Morn nicely in here. Adele Sister riding very strongly once again. Another rider who we've seen improving week on week. Was Adele in there? In the yellow, in the orange and grey. Nicely matched the Zwift bike there as well. Do like the basic Zwift kit. So it's one of the most basic Zwift kits. It's the one that you get. I think Zwift's done a really good job of enabling you to key that in with bike in the kit. Brilliant to see. It's very important. I find I always ride better if I've got a good kit. I tend to ride faster on the bike. Not sure what my excuse is for riding slowly outdoors. Kit looks good, unlike the owner. Unlike everybody on here who's absolutely flying today. Absolutely rocketing around. Speed still 40 kph. Heart rates are slowly lifting. 24 minutes into the ride. Our bus continuing about 40 seconds down at the moment. The squad, though, at the front on to the climb. Vicky Jones still tucked in here. Kinlock in here. Seeley in here. Seeing Taylor. Looks like Lindsay Clark. Holly Bergen in here. Is that Sandra McKay from the squad from Tactic in there? And it's seeing Julie Bratton, Pip Morn, Josie Park in here as well. So this is where it pays to stay in with the group. Remember, this right-hand turn is where you will lose contact. So come on, Adele, this is where you've got to squeeze. This is where you've got to put the push in. And this is where you've got to get back. They've all got back on just about. You can just see just in with Joanne Lee just coming down here. So is the rider who needs to get into the wheel tracks here. Big push required. You do not want to be left on this downhill, and I think Foxy just doing a little bit of a tactical drop back here just to give a little bit of assistance to come back on. And Foxy now going to wind it up, get that draft engaged, and going to pull our rider back on again. Great riding here by Lisa Jane Lake. So drop back, he's right down to 1.1 watts per kilo. Let's seems to come past and then has come in front to get that slingshot through and to allow Suster to have that draft down and on to the back of the pack. Here they come. They're on to the straight. So on our way down underneath the banner, the lap board on the right hand side of our riders is as we come through the line. 11 laps. It is 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 10 laps to go. Now, new personal best for our riders as they come in and through. We are at the digitals on here. So Tracy Seeley still bemoaning the fact that she hasn't had an anvil on the way on DCG. Do you know, if only we had the power to actually keep control of that and make sure that that only kept on happening to people. We don't. It'd be very nice though if we could tailor power-ups that we're given to people. So Suster chasing, and this is that effect of coming up and down, that climb. And this is what happens in racing, this where you find those gaps open up on the way through when you're riding. Now we're coming in, we're currently at 26 minutes of riding. We've only got about 10 laps left, so we're fast approaching half distance. Now let's take a little look how they're doing. Up the climb we go. Anybody in trouble at the back of this pack? Is Suster going to make contact? I don't think so. So Harriet Robb currently the next rider here. So Harriet just in a little bit of trouble at the back. Come on, Harriet, this is a time to push. Big kick, getting those wheels, get another lap out of that group. Got to be on before you hit this right-hand turn. Starting to see rider after rider, the ramp doing its own thing tonight. It consistently winding up. So Harriet, I think the next rider to get dropped. So there are lots of riders for the Beacon group to mop up on the way through. Michelle Dodds, Claire Jessup, and going to be Sue and Kanatani are going to be our three riders. Suster and Rob now distance from that group. Pip Mom on the way in and through. Going to take the right-hand turn. It's going to be 9 laps to go at the line this time. And 9 laps to go. We are into single digits. We are at half ride distance for our riders as they come underneath the gantry now. Remember that 10 laps includes our warm down. We are on 9 laps to go. We are at half ride distance, 28 minutes 55 seconds of riding as we came in through the line. Going to be a fast one tonight. Might be nice to get some tea tonight. Wow. Cheese on toast. 9. Holly, 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go, 1 warm down. That makes it 10. 9 laps to go to the sprint. Nine laps to go. The lap board on the right is correct to the end of the ride. It just needs one knocking off to your sprint finish. Even I can work that bit out. My maths is absolutely pants. .75 to go. Alison Kinlaw, you're just showing off maths skills there that I just don't have. Loving it. So a plethora of power-ups in there, some steamrollers, some feathers going in there. Interesting to see a few burritos being thrown down by the riders as well. Don't forget you can always bin those in your companion app as well. So round the top of the turn in towards the descent. That ramp is steadily taking its toll. Foxy currently on the back. Good job it's not a devil. Hovering in and around the back here. I thought it was a saddle. No, it is a burrito, and it basically stops anyone around you from taking any kind of draft. I have had some burritos that taste like saddles. It has to be honest. Old mangy ones. But yes, the burrito bins off. No one can take draft around you for the duration of the Dorito, which I do believe it's in there. Never eaten a saddle before. Oh, there you go. You never lived. So the laps to go, 9 to the end of the ride, 8 on the way through. Stops draft, yeah, that's it, basically. So as you come in and through, we are now on 8 laps to the sprint. Very short duration, 16 kilometers left. So, call to go up to 3.5 watts per kilo. 3.5 watts per kilo. This is going to start to take its toll. We're going to get our drone cam up and rolling on the back of the group here. The back is where the damage will be done as we go to 3.5 watts per kilo. And this is where, if you are not at that pace, you are going to find that the riders around you are going to ride away. So around that left-hand turn, everybody's still holding in there. I think the front is just about holding 3.5. So on to the climb. Going to take the left-hand turn. So around the turn, who is on the back? Looks like Nicola Soden in here. Nice Nicola in the kit here. Great to have Nicola on the right. Joanne Lee. Come on, Joanne, time to push. Squeeze in, stay in there, stay tight, don't let it go. Love the obsession with anvils. Don't work on this course, not long enough, not worth it. Don't have enough constant downhill. Absolute waste of time on here. Right, here we go. On the descent, just watching Joanne Lee tucked in here. Don't get distanced on the descent. And we're going to hit the line. It's going to be 7 to go, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. So into the 180-degree turn we go. We're going to whip our way in and around. Here we go. Around that turn, we're going to drop in as we come down underneath the gantry here today. Looks like burrito being dropped by Seeley here, which is pretty harsh on Fox, who's at the back there. So through we go. It is 7 laps to go to the sprint finish. 7 laps to go to the sprint finish. Around that right-hand turn we come. This group is still all holding together. There's some serious pace being put down here, and this group are not being distanced. Come down past the side of the wall, down past the street art there. Take the next right-hand 90-degree turn. Got one right, one left, one left, one right, and we're onto the climb. Absolutely cracking course this way around. Find it much harder the opposite way around. Basically get a long drag and short sprinty downhill. Pretty grim. Carla saying, tell me this is the race. I'm a mere seat. Carla, I hate to tell you, we haven't had the trigger yet. It's going to be an incredibly late one, I'll be honest. I can't imagine. Carla said, can't keep up with you power ladies. I'll tell you something, Carla's doing an amazing job here. She's sat in, holding in. She says she can't keep up. She's absolutely flying, but there will be the point when that trigger goes and when the pin is pulled, and it can't be long because we are going to have very short distance, and this is playing into the hands of those people who can sprint rather than those who are going to go for a long distance attack here. So just going in, and I think we just lost Tracy Fletcher off the back of the group. I don't think I can remember in my entire life seeing Tracy Fletcher drop from a group ever.com. Doesn't happen. It has today. Come on, Tracy, get on those wheels. Look at this. She's going to sprint in. Carla, you're not going to be in trouble. You're going to be absolutely flying down here. Now, this is where things get interesting because we are about to go and lap. Look at that. So he just comes flying in and through. We are about to lap the riders. So Tracy Fletcher back in with the group. I bet Tracy was daydreaming there about cake or something, or gin. That's the universal World DCG conversation topic. Or both. Right, here we go. Yellow beacon about to come screaming on through. Carla, the race starts the moment that the trigger is pulled. There will be 3 words issued, 2 letters in each. There'll be 3 G's and 3 O's. You can work out what the words will be. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how the attack is. They are moving. When yellow says the magic words now, remember, well, this is getting closer to the finish. Closer we get, the more likely you are to find that the button has been pushed. 6 laps to the end of the race. Remember, 6 laps. That's 12 Ks of riding left and a 1K warm down at the end. Here we go. Who is going to be in when that trigger gets pulled? My goodness, 4 watts per kilo has just been called as they come through. We're riding in with Vicky Jones. We know Vicky can do this. Carla's just a yeah, come on, Carla. Keep in that group. You're doing a great job here. Stick in there. Hold those wheels. This is what we want to see. Wheel sucking, power up, engaged. Get it done. Get it done. Stay in there. Remember. Come on, Joanne Lee. Not much longer. Hold on tight. This is where those benefits are going to come. Stay in with it till it goes. It's not going to be long until that triggers, but we are going to be on 5 laps to go when we hit the line next time round. We're at 4 watts per kilo. We're on to the climb here. The power-ups have come in. It's absolutely desperate stuff. Let's see how these riders are going. Now, here we are. Keep pushing, guys. This is where it is absolutely critical. We're going to just make sure that we have got all our riders in here. I've just been joined by Emma in the commentary box. Emma, we are coming up. We're nearly at 5 laps to go when we hit the line this time with 1 lap warm down in there. We've not seen the 3 Gs and the 3 Os on the way through, and it's splitting because we're at 4 watts per kilo.
I know, I heard you call it to 4 watts per kilo and I couldn't help myself. I had to come in and have a look and see what was going on. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Look at this pace and look at the tail on that group. They are stretching it out, and we've got 3 chase riders trying to get back on.
It is absolutely split to pieces. There are bodies all over the course. We're just starting to see the group go backwards there. I think that's going to be Joan in there, who said she wasn't going to be in with the group for very long and in the bus. Well, she is going to make her way round. When they get to the line next time, it will be 6 laps to our finish. And we've got a 1 lap warm down for our riders to bear in mind. So that means it is 5 laps to go when we hit the line this time. So in we go. That lap board will change as they come underneath the board here. It is going to be 6, so it's 5 laps to go, Emma. 5 laps to go. Have you ever left it this late on a crit?
I think the answer to that is no. And all hands up and a loud round of applause to the yellow beacon, because This is some brave leading on the WOW DCG today. Go on, Tracy.
Well, I tell you something, this is very brave indeed. You can see them motoring along though, and watching these riders. I mean, we've got riders who are like, oh, I'm not going to get it, stay with you when you go over 3. And they're in there at 4. This is what the Donny Chaingang does, isn't it?
Well, and also, Matt, it's about playing your cards right here, because it's about sitting on the back of that group and taking the tow and using the draft. And those riders who know how to use the draft are the riders who are really benefiting from this at the moment.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. It's not going to be long. We come around the turn here. So, how much longer? It's not going to be long. We're about to hit the climb. We've got one left turn. We've got one right-hand turn to take us into the climb. I think we're going to lap a rider on the way through. We hit the climb. We're at the base of the climb. We're going to take the left-hand turn. It's the apex. Look at this. It's not going to be long, surely. Just see Ruth Taylor start to get distanced out here. They're twitchy as twitchy on here.
And who wouldn't be twitchy? They are looking at each other. They are looking at Tracy. They are absolutely eyeballs on stalks at the moment.
And I'll tell you something, Carla has just gone up there on the front of that group.
Oh, she knows exactly what she's doing. She is an absolute demon when it comes to drafting. And being in the right place.
Go! This is it. Time to go. Here we are. The race is on. Who is going to have this as they come in? Look at those numbers.
Wow, and it's Nicholas Soden who's leading it out, but Kinlock is up there. We got Mag Speed Racing up there too. They are all piling, and Holly from Coalition, lovely to see her back, but those are some numbers she's kicking out as well.
She's absolutely, I tell you something, I want to take time off and come back like that. That is some speed. Look at this group here. I think it's going to be Josie Park who's going to lead them down here, but I don't think anyone's going to stay on the front for very long. We're into this right-hand turn. Tracy Fletcher and Vicky Jones leading them out in the green. Just coming up on the right-hand side. Grumpy Old Lady, great name, coming down in the yellow. Now, as we go through, quick reminder, this is 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. There is 1 lap warm down at the end.
God, look at that confetti absolutely everywhere. I bet lap after lap after lap, this has been getting quicker and quicker and quicker.
It certainly has on the way through. And look at this. This group is having it absolutely flat out now. So remember, that finish line is with 1 lap to go. I've lost count. I think I've seen it about 2,000 million times. No exaggeration at all there today, but hopefully it's drilled into everybody. Just seeing this group after that initial kick, it's eased back, if anything. So if you can hold it on that initial kick, you've got a chance, haven't you?
And this group is still quite a large group, you know, Matt. There's nobody clear off the front. It's all coming back together again, and it all seems to have settled down a little bit. So we've shed a few riders, but not that many from this group, you know. Absolute class riding here. Riders really thinking about what they're doing and staying in that group.
Yeah, Sally just off the back of the group, as is going to be Rachel Girling, Adele Seaster, Harriet Robb, Joanne Lee, Pip Morn. Our bus is in there with Claire Jessup, that's like Sue Akonatani and Michelle Dodds. Taylor's sandwiched in the middle. The Beacon group, well, Vicky Jones is up with them. We know that this is the leading group. We're on to the climb once again. We come around the top of the climb, and this time round it is Foxy leading them through. Anybody else got distance? And the answer is going to be no.
Oh, and Foxy was on the Chaingang last night, wasn't she?
She was. She was riding really strongly on Chaingang as well. I'll tell you something, she is absolutely flying at the moment. I don't know if you're peaking for a race or something, but my goodness, if you're not, you should be. She's absolutely flying.
There you go, Lisa. Matt has spoken.
Yeah, enter something quick. Don't care what it is, enter anything, because you're absolutely on storming form at the moment. So our riders on this descent down here, everybody's looking at each other. Kinlock in the blue camo kit, front left-hand side, now just drifts across these twists and turns. Then you've got Carla in that Aeonian kit, familiar to everybody from the Racing Elite. We've got Soden in the Scottish Rye kit, in the black collection kit here. We've got the rider that is going to be Tracy Fletcher, just disappearing off. So we're in with Vicky Jones at the moment. Remember, these numbers on here are -1 from this number. That means we have 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go.
Yeah, 3 laps to go and yet more confetti coming out here, Matt. So we are continuing to see this get faster and faster, and Tracy indeed has got enough energy to continue to type while she's pedalling.
I want to know how.
3 laps to go.
I wonder whether she's got voice activated. Mine would just sort of sound like a saw. It's like that's all it'd be, because there's no way I could talk at this pace. It's just not going to happen.
Well, there's a number of people riding really strongly at this pace, and this pack has still got a really large group in. Oh, I'm so pleased I came round the corner.
Hovering outside the studio never works. Right, okay, so the group's continuing. We're going to try and stay with our leaders. Now, we have got the one lap wall now. That then means that we should, in theory, be able to cover everybody in through the finish. And is this the move going off the front? Oh, now, look at this. This is going to be Alison Kinlock. I think has put in a little bit of a dig here. Now, it looks like Grumpy Old Lady going with her. Tell us who you are, Grumpy Old Lady. We want to give you your proper name.
Yeah, well, she may well be Grumpy Old Lady, but she's pushing on with Kinlock, and Tracy, our yellow beacon, is the rider closing the gap down with Holly from Coalition, and Foxy Soden's in there too. These riders are all now coming together, and look at the number of power-ups that have been dropped there.
And we are just seeing, I think, Lisa Elliott from the Fear Squad at the back there just start to be in trouble. These gaps, if they open, and remember, as we go around this turn, they are going to do that, are going to be dangerous for the riders at the back. And it's so easy to get distance. I think Elliott is going to be in big, big trouble here. It's about staying in with the group now. We've got Holly in here. Bratton, I think, is at 3 seconds. So Julie Bratton at 3 seconds. Then Lisa Elliott. Then it's going to be the duo of Girling and Co. But the leading group in here. And I'll tell you something. Say Carla said she was struggling. I think that was just gamesmanship. I think she was pulling her leg there. She's absolutely flying.
Oh, she's tucked very nicely into that group, and this group are continuing to motor. It's been whittled down a little again, isn't it? You know, we've shed a couple of riders through that section, but there's still a fair number of riders in there. I'm counting, I think, 12.
I'm loving the fact you've got the energy stroke brain power to count how many riders are in there. I'm struggling just to stay up with them. Okay, so through we go. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, guys. This is where things get very interesting indeed, because if you are not going to leave it for a sprint, you have to attack this lap. That's basically how it works, because you're not going to take it on 1 lap to go, because everybody waits for 1 lap to go.
Well, I think the last time we saw such a late leave in the WOW DCG was when Sammy Stewart was yellow beacon in Paris, and she left that to 1 lap to go in Paris, which is around 6.4k.
That's the equivalent of 3 laps here, basically.
Yeah.
3 and a fraction. There you are. Look, my maths isn't that bad.
See?
Well, actually it is. I was counting on my fingers outside the camera. Yes, we do have a camera in here. No, you can't see it. Can't see me counting on my fingers. It's very bad for me.
Nobody wants to do that.
No, exactly. Right. So let's give you a quick makeup in here. We've got Grumpy Old Lady in yellow on the front. You've got Tracy Fletcher in the black, red, gold and green. Josie Park in the salmon to the left-hand side of the screen. You've got Carla from the Aeonian squad in that Aeonian kit, the bright green left shoulder. We've got Soden in here in the Scottish tartan. You've got in this group Crabtree in the black, but now we're starting to see the kick up here. It's come from Kinloch, who's starting to wind this up. She's got Nicola Soden. I tell you something, Soden and Kinloch together, if they were able to go clear, that would be some doing. But look at this, the group is coming, and they've again taken riders out of the back of the group rather than necessarily opening up a wedge at the front. Let's see what happens to the gap though as they come around that turn. I think they've managed to dispatch a large number of riders here, Emma. We're just going to try and take a look at where the split has occurred, and I think Carla is on the wrong side of the split. It's going to be Josie Park who is the nearest chaser to that group. We're just looking out from Josie now to the riders in front. So here we are, Josie Park, Carla as well as Clark coming through. Brilliant riding by them, but it looks like this is your leading group, or what is left of it. What a ramp. Now remember, this is going to be how many laps to go when we hit the line? One lap to go.
And it is indeed winding up here, haven't we? We've got Kinloch and Foxy in here, Grumpy Old Lady. We've got a number of different riders in this group. So we had 12 in here. It is looking like we now have 8.
Yep, I agree with that. Needs to change. So 1 lap to go, guys. 1 lap left to go. This is it. Last ronda. Who's going to take it out? Who is your money on? Who do we try and follow as our avatar? Do we go with Holly, who is back on blistering form once again? Do we go with Lisa Jane Lake, who is Foxy, who's absolutely pinging at the moment? Do we go with one of our regular beakers? Do we go with Kinloch? Do we go with Grumpy Old Lady in here? Do we go with Vicky Jones? Vicky Jones keeps on putting in those rides. Do we go to the team that has the best kit in their road racing kit ever on the planet.com? Apart from maybe Mapai and Look.
I think it's going to be really interesting now, isn't it? Because I think it's a very different call depending on whether this is going to be a sprint for the line or whether someone is going to try and go a little bit earlier.
Come on, somebody's got to go. Left, left, right, kick. It's not a dance move, believe me. Not unless it's going to be the last tango in Crit City, since we're not in Paris today. Here we go, on to the right-hand turn. This is it. This is the last time on the climb. Who's got anything useful to use on here? Vicky Jones has got a feather. This is going to come down to a sprint, surely.
Well, I think this pack are very well matched, aren't they, at the moment? And they are all covering their moves. Now, either someone is holding it all together and is actually feeling really comfortable, or this pack are all just eyeing each other to see what is going to happen and whether they can take it as a group into the line.
So here we go, round that right-hand turn. I'll tell you something, I am not sure who is my favourite here. I have absolutely no idea who to follow with the camera. I have no idea who we should be watching here, because I'll be brutally honest, any one of these riders could take this comfortably.
Yeah, I think you are quite right there, Matt, and this group is starting to get stretched out a little bit on this descent, and it's a little bit of a rolling section now at the moment, so riders needing to watch the concertina as they stretch and come back together again. As we've just seen there, they've all just snowballed over the top of the riders who are at the front, and the front is changing regularly at the moment, and it is all shifting around.
Now the arrow's gone in from Soden at 7.5 watts per kilo. She goes into this corner early. Now, who's going to take a rush at her? She's going to go for this. Grumpy Old Lady's going to try and put a dig in. I think Soden has got this. We go underneath the gantry. Soden takes it. It's going to be Grumpy Old Lady in 2, Foxy in 3, Vicky Jones in 4. It's going to be Holly from Coalition in 5, Fletch in 6. I think you guys can tell me the order that you came in and through. Next group coming through is going to be Harriet Rob, who's got a little bit of distance to do, but I think Harriet was a late join on the way through. Very quick ride in through there today. Next group coming in, Carla's on her way in.
There's a sprint coming up.
Close.
Push,
Come on,
push.
This is it. Oh, it's going to be so close.
Yay!
Well, I think your teammate got that there in Carla. Just taking it from Julie Clark. Then it's going to be Claire Crabtree coming in and through. We're going to do a jump through then to Taylor. because Taylor's going to go round the Red Beacon. Red Beacon's got another lap to do minimum, if not 2. So Taylor, in theory, is going to be our next rider in and through the line, who is going to be making her way in. I think Ruth was another late joiner. She's got on her wheels. We've got Josie Park coming in and through. So great to see Josie coming through. Julie Bratton on her way in to the line as well. So Julie comes through. That is going to be her ride done. Lisa Elliott, who got distance on that last climb, going to be our next finisher here today. Lisa coming in and through. She finishes, she hits the line this time. If we drop back, this should be our next group. This could be a really interesting sprint.
This is a good little group here, isn't it? And there's a bit of a push coming on the front as well. So really interesting to see what happens here as they swing round that corner and look at that going past the finish line on the wrong side of the road at the moment. So we'll be taking that tight turn in a minute.
Right, okay, let's take a look. Here we go. And we've got here riding in with Sally H at the moment. That's Sally. He's going to be heading in towards the line. Remember, this is the kick for the line. The sprint has gone. Pip Morn has gone early. Is it going to be Pip's day today? It is. It's Pip Morn who takes it from Joanne Lee. Then it's going to be Sally. Behind is going to be Rachel Gurley. Gurley doing a great job on the way through. Fantastic stuff. We're going to drop back one, which means that it should be Adele Suster who's going to be our next finisher, if my maths is correct. I hate saying that because it never is. Okay, so Adele Suster going to be our next rider. Great riding by Adele on the way around. I think she's going to finish. She hits the line this time.
Hey, I'm loving the Grumpy Old Lady's comments there. Please do promote in Sheffield Try.
Yes, please. More riders, the better. Thank you, Carla. That's right. So in we go. Going to take that right hand turn. Now, Tracy Seeley will finish on this lap. It should say that Adele's got 1 lap to go. She comes down. It tells us the lap numbers for the rider who's on the straight. And this should mean that Adele is going to finish. She hits the line this time around. Gets a bit tricky because there's multiple lapped riders out there. In fact, she's going to have 1 more lap to go. Yeah. So Adele's got 1 more lap to go. We're going to work our way back in and through. And this is where we're going to just try and see who else is out there. Now, let's do some quick maths here. Ruth Taylor hitting the line this time. What do you think? I'm loving the fact that Emma, who actually planned the routes, could just shrug the shoulders.
I love Crit City, but it does cause a massive problem for working out where the riders are on commentary.
Yes. Yeah. It makes things very interesting in commentary, Crit City.
Yeah, bear in mind we're doing this the opposite way round at the end of the month.
Oh, thanks very much for that. Yeah, the other way round's even harder because you don't get this run down. Now I want cake. Who said that? I want cake. Please send the slice over.
Oh, it's Joanne Lee, of course.
Should have known. So Ruth is going to come around to complete her laps here. She's going to be our next finisher as she makes way round this turn here, the final 180-degree turn in Crit City on the WOW DCG. Remember, this is the first Donny Chaingang in March. So here we go. It is going to be Ruth Taylor going to come through to finish. Well done, Ruth. Technically 19th, I think, today.
Hey.
Don't quote me on that.
No.
There's a reason we don't put results up.
No, Ruth goes out onto her warm down lap, though you can now, of course, get the results of the WOW DCG on Zwift Power.
You can. Now, gonna take a little look at some numbers down the right-hand side of the screen. This is confused slightly by people who have joined us late, but of our riders who are still out on course, I think that Adela Suster still to finish. I also think that our Red Beacon, Claire Jessup, is still to finish. I think they're on the same lap. And I think that the rider that Claire's been looking after have jumped off and decided to go for discretion over valor.
Me too, 1 more lap, Pip Morn.
Pip, no, you didn't finish when you hit line this time, surely. You finished the sprint last time. We'll soon find out. Nope. There you go. As Pip goes in and through. Pip has now gone out of the event. And we're going to jump back in with our event. We used our sneaky avatar here. Timotei, named after the shampoo. It's true.
It is true.
It's 100% true. This is not any kind of commentary BS. It is 100% true. Our avatar is named after a dodgy shampoo advert. Might be a great brand of shampoo.
I used to quite like shampoo.
Never used it myself.
There you go. Then you were
Not shampoo, but that particular brand. Couldn't know. I nearly could do the hair flick at one point. I had long hair once. Don't joke in the commentary box.
If anybody would like to hang around a little bit till Matt says goodbye, you'll find out why I sniggered.
Thanks very much. I mean, I can get the accuracy, like, but you know. I'm going to buy a wig now. Right, Adele Sister heading into the finish cover ride. Adele hung in there for a long, long time with that group going to come in and through. Comes through the finishing line, 1 lap to go to warm down. And that means that Claire Jessup, or Red Beacon, at the top of the climb, is going to be our last finisher on the Chaingang.
Oh,
for
now,
official distance.
I have to say this, but we do actually have that skin suit at home.
We
in
do.
real life.
We have a in real life version of the skin suit, and in fact probably the matching gloves as well somewhere.
Yep.
We did have a number of riders in the household who were more than capable of riding that, but these days it's only one, and he's now definitely wouldn't fit in the skin suit.
I was about to say, I'm not sure the skin suit when he used to ride for the junior race team would actually still fit him now.
No, in fact he's called Tim. So you can work out from there where the Timotei came from.
Anyway, shall we concentrate on seeing Claire Jessup in? Nice choice of kit though, Claire.
Yeah, you see, I remarked on that earlier because I think it is. I think I really love it. I love the fact that our red beacons look fine. Bosses, cake, gin. I love the fact that people colour coordinate the kit. I love the involvement. Buying, it's great. Keeps my soul happy. There you go.
Yay.
Right. It is going to be one of our fantastic riders coming through. Claire Jessup doing a great job as Red Beacon. Debut, but hopefully not the last time we're going to see Claire as a Red Beacon, because a brilliant job done today by Claire. So as Claire goes in and through the line and heads out on to the course now to complete her warm down, we have a couple of bits of housekeeping to do, which means you get me back once again. So quick reminder, it is of course Nonna's March. It's going to be the Italian class. We've got Strada Bianchi's. We've got all of those great historic races coming up. Please, 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 guys, make sure you join. Get signed up. Now, the email to the members will come out later on this evening. It's where I'm heading after we finish this. And we will be sending those links out to the members of DCG Gang. If you are not a member of DCG Gang, please make sure you register in that 25 hour to 1 hour window before. If you're on the WoW DCG, we wipe that clear, so just get as many people on the ride as possible. We need a little bit more control on the DCG. Next up, quick reminder. Don't forget, of course, all of it possible because those people over there, 1080, OTE, Gritty, Nonna's, Veliskin, Halo, and Continental, who are our sponsors and supporters last month, look after our riders. So a big thank you to them. A big thank you to everybody who, of course, subscribes and watches. And please, guys, make sure you jump on social media. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a tick. All those really, really, really are important. If you do that, it really, 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 really helps us. It does indeed. So, where can we find us? It's dead easy. Emma, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Biking Emma.
Thank you, Emma. So Emma's at Biking Emma. You can find me, it's at Matt Fixer Payne. One day I will tell the story about why I'm called Fixer, but maybe on my last day of commentary ever.com will be when the full story does emerge. But it is Matt Fixer Payne. It's really easy. There's only one of me, believe me. Don't forget, of course, you can follow us. It is down there. Down a bit, down a bit, down a bit. Just there. That's Full Speed Events, at Full Speed Events. Follow it, get on the links. Don't forget, we'll be bringing you the Donny Chaingang tomorrow. So Donny Chaingang is on Facebook. That's where all the sport is, all of the banter, pictures of red buses ad infinitum, and lots of support and help and the community on there. Please make sure you go in, jump in, answer those questions. And don't forget, of course, whilst you're on there, give a Russ, that's Fonzie Downing, Russ Downing, a follow, and Downing Cycling as well. We will be back tomorrow. It may be just me. It may be me and my partner in crime is going to be Emma. I know Emma's definitely going to be back with me on Sunday when we're broadcasting the Sunday Race Club. Please, guys, make sure you give us a tune in. All the details on our social media feed rather than on Donny Chaingang. It's a separate event. And don't forget, of course, make sure that you get out and ride your bike. So from Emma, from myself, from our fantastic Yellow Beacon, Tracy Seeley, our Red Beacon, Claire Jessel, everybody on the Chaingang, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.